So after that has been updated to text, right, we can of course generate the three other columns that we said we need. So that would be custom function, right, which is a custom column, and then that would bring a pop-up. So we'll call this year, and then the function that we'll be using here is the year function, right? Now the year function we take, that's going to be a date dot year, right? And that will take the value that has the date column, right? And then that is showing no syntax error undetected. So that would give us the year column. Oh, there is an error there. That's supposed to be date, not date, right? So that should fix that. And mind you, we still have the name as Medran, but let's finish everything we are doing, then we can change the column or the consolidated data name. And if we look here now, we have the year. So we don't need the year as anything. We can leave it as text. It's not like we want to be adding the years together to do anything. We just want to use it for comparison, basically. So we don't need it to come as number. Now the next thing we'll be generating will be the month name, which now I try to generate using just like we did just for three letter word, the short form of the month in outer SQL, but I don't know how to do that yet in um, the custom query in the Power Query. So if you know how to do that, kindly put that in the comment section. Yeah. So this is month, and this is going to be date dot month name, right? Date dot month name, and then now I tried this technically, which is culture, how I want it to be um, outputted, and I put three of this here, right? But that still did not work, right? That still did not work. So I'm just going to run that. So that still did not work. So why is it having date? Just single date, please, bro. So that should fix that. I don't know why it keeps taking the dates that I wrote earlier. So just one more column for us to generate, and we are good to go. And yes, this is what it keeps showing. It's not showing the short form. I've tried month name without the MMM, it's still showing in full. So the last thing, which is the day, that's what we are doing now, day, and then that is date dot day, right? No, I get that, I get you, bro. So we are passing in this, and that's for day, right? And that's for day. So um yeah, I think we are done. We just rename the old data that we've meshed together, and we can load that to our Excel. So I will do a quick view of it in Tableau, then we can now get prepared for the thorough data analysis using Tableau. So I'll just leave this as number, as whole number because it's day. So also I will have this as text. So while it's loading up, let me use the opportunity to launch my Tableau desktop, right? To launch my Tableau desktop. So let me change this to text, and that will be the final data type that we are changing. And we can look through, lest I forgot, we need to remove the province column that does not have, that has empty values. We need to remove that and move this province column to the front, that is to the first, to be the first column in our data, right? So that's the last thing that we are doing, and we can close the Power Query, refresh your data source, and that should be pulling in the updated information and filtering out everything that we have filtered out in each of those queries. So we'll come to this and just right click on this and remove, right? Then we'll come to this province here and rename to province or state, right? Then we can now send this to be the first, right, to the beginning of the column, right? So then we change this to all data, right? And that is that, and voila, we are done with that. What I did in just less than 30 minutes took like a lot of hours of practice and making sure that yes, the whole thing is working as it should work, right? So while that is loading up, um, still loading, then we can save and close, then move it to um, our Excel file. Now the Tableau is opened already, right? Tableau is opened already. We just connect to the file and then we can start work, just to check brief information and to be sure that yes, we have the information working for us right now. Okay, we are done. So to home, load, and dock, and let's have it load up, right? So everything is loading up, loading. So four queries confirmed, date cases recovered, and our merged information. Now it's pulling the updated information, right? It's pulling the updated information. Now, possibly by the time you are pulling yours, these figures might be different, right? The figures might be different, and that does not mean that you are doing something wrong. It basically means the information has been updated from where we are pulling it from, right? So nothing to worry about. So we are getting that, and also you need to be connected to the internet for this data to be updated anytime you want to refresh it, right? um, Anytime you want to refresh everything all at once, you just need to click on this refresh all, and that will refresh every single queries that you have to put the information right into your consolidated query, which is in our own case is the raw data, right? So while that is loading up, I'll just save that again, but let it finish loading up. I have the file saved as A, right? Because I've tested, like I said, I've tested a lot of theories and approaches, right? To be able to get the perfect solution to this, right? And here we have it. So 245 520, that's the whole data that was imported, right? So we can now we have all of these values here right here now. So we can save this again. You can save that just to have it saved in um, locally. I think that's saving, right? So instead of you now coming to this place and now generating your year, months, and province column, you can do all of that in your Power Query, right? So that's updated. Now let's go back to our Tableau, right? Now we connect to Microsoft Excel, right, and pick the A folder or the A worksheet, right? Or A workbook, like we named it. I think I had A to F. Can't remember. Before I now started naming it as COVID-19, new COVID-19, and all of those things. So I'll just drop this here, right? And now, and this is not about Tableau basically. So life means that every time that information is updated in my worksheet, I can do the refresh here, and that would update my information so, very quickly. But this will drag on my system. It will drag on my system memory. So if I'm using extract, Power Tableau will take the whole, will create a version of the data into its own engine, so it makes it more faster. But I'm just going to go on with life since it's a live system. There are basic scenarios where you use live and extract. Now, you can use extract when you are working on business KPIs and all of that, but you can't use extract when you are working with, say, something like patients blood pressure monitor related stuff, right? That's the life and death situation. So you want a live connection. So for this, we can choose live, we can choose extract, but I'm just going to work with live at least just to show that yes, I have all of those things fixed. Now, for this, we can see all of province, region, longitude, and latitude is showing map figures. That's because they are locations. Date is showing a calendar. Confirmed dates recovered is showing hash, which means numbers, and year and month are showing ABC, which means text, and day is also showing hash, which means whole number, not decimal point basically. So just waiting for the data preview, just like we saw in Excel, we are going to see the preview here as well, right? You are going to see the preview here as well, and that would take a lot of time actually because the information is kind of much. If we are to check how many rows we have, that's 245,520. This is even it right there. So we don't need to be checking this. So that's going to take a lot of time to get up here, and voila, we have it here already. So we can go to sheet one. Right now in sheet one, I want to check the country right in the rows, and I want to check by date, right? So if I come to show me, I can see that I can visualize it in map. So I'll pick on this, and that should generate it in form of map, right? Now I have it in form of map. Previously, I have 4 unknown columns showing here, but that has been handled already. Now I can quickly take my dates and add that as the color, but I'm dealing with dates. Dates should be in blue, that will be in red. Now I can come and pick red. Now I can add the steps that I want. Basically, like I said, this is not a Tableau tutorial, so I'm going to reduce that to 3 steps so it's easier for me to identify. The deeper the red, the more the date, right? So I will apply that and click OK, and then I have this. Now I can divide all of these things by year. so that we know which year actually has more debt and all of that. So I can have the year beside this value here, and I have it here. So I can see that in 2021, four countries seemed to be like have record a lot of debt, but in 2020 fewer countries like this, right? US followed by something like this, and 2022 we have US still leading, US, Brazil, India, Mexico. We have US, Brazil, India, and I think Russia. And that's Russia here. And Russia is very tiny here when that was in 2020, and they moved to 2021 become bigger, 59 to 56. So just 3 million extra. So basically that is what I want to show, right? So as it is like this now, we have fixed the um, empty longitude and empty latitude columns, right? Also, we have fixed the unknown countries that were in the data. So as it is now, every time this data is refreshed, all those operations that we've performed, right? Everything will be carried out on this, and all of these columns that we have right here will be auto generated. So you don't need to do this outside, we can do it in Power Query. So this, you can take this as part A, side B of the data cleaning process, right? It's just important that your data is clean, because visuals are garbage in, garbage out. What you give in is what you get. When your data is messed and your data is not accurate, you won't get accurate insight from your data. And that's all I have to say for now. So see you guys. That will now be part two. This is just part A, side B. So by part two, we'll now look more into the analysis with Tableau. Bye for now. Thank you.